Welcome to Connecting the Community podcast. I am your host, Marj Andre. I will be connecting you to people, organizations, and events that create community. I am creating this podcast in Richmond Hill, an eclectic and very culturally diverse community with lots of trees and streams and interesting people, just up the hill from Toronto. On this podcast, I'm speaking with Darren Esnard from the Richmond Hill Canoe Club, and he is the owner of the Tribal Dragon Boat Club. Welcome, Darren.
Hi, Marj. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate your efforts in highlighting important stories of the community, and we really appreciate you.
You're very welcome. I'm really looking forward to a conversation. Now, let's start off. Can you tell us a little about yourself, some background, and how did you first get involved with dragon boat racing?
Well, my own story with Dragon Boat started by pure chance in 2000. My wife was performing with the Hawaiian dance group, and I was wandering around to see what all the excitement was across the channel. And there was this incredible energy, like lion dancing and food and vendors and a lot of youth and the community really excited and decorated boats everywhere. Then suddenly somebody approaches me, grabs me by the arm and says, "We're short a paddler. Can you help us race?" I'm like, "I don't know how to paddle." And they said, "Don't worry, just swing your arms." So I jumped in the dragon boat and for the first time in a race and pulled as hard as I could and tried to keep up with everyone. And after the race, the captain told me that the boat was 2 seconds faster than normal. And dragon boat, 2 seconds is a lot. So I was asked to paddle again for the final race, and we won. I end up leaving the festival with my first medal and hooked on dragon boat ever since. That was 21 years ago. And now I'm encouraging other people to get involved, get healthy. Dragon boat and water sports in general is the gateway to fitness. And it's a lot of fun, and it really has many benefits.
Okay, I love your answer there. Now, for those who may not be familiar, can you describe dragon boat racing? Like, how many people are in the boat? How big is the boat? And besides the paddlers, who else is on board?
Well, dragon boat is a spectacular sight. A standard dragon boat is 40 feet long, holds 20 paddlers, and they sit in pairs. There's a drummer at the front that's beating out the rhythm that everyone paddles to keep everyone in sync. And there's a steer at the back who guides the boat, that keeps it straight down the course and guides the practices where the boat should go. The magic really is not as much about the strength of each paddler, but more everyone working as a team in unison and synchronization. The dragon boat sport is 2,000 years old. It started in ancient China, and today it's one of the fastest growing sports in the world. And Canada is a global powerhouse in this sport, winning medals at the World Championships year after year. The team I coach, Tribal Dragon Boat, is a great example of this spirit. We have everyone in the community in our boat. We have the youngest paddler is 22 and the oldest is 70, male and female. Typically a dragon boat mixed race has to have up to 10 males. You can't have more than 10 males and then 10 females, right? So that keeps the genders balanced. And there's every nationality in the world is represented in a dragon boat. And it really, really represents the dragon boat of Earth, the community. It's like a microcosm of what we would like to see in the community, with everyone trying their best, pulling hard together in unison, and reaching a common goal of just being healthier and happier and working together. So that's what we're doing here at Richmond Hill Canoe Club and in Tribal Dragon Boat is making that microcosm of community.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you're actually striving for world peace, but yeah, I love that. So what makes someone a good dragon boat racer?
That's a great question. So when you get into the boat, one of the first things I coach is don't look at your paddle. Don't look outside of the boat. Look at your team, synergize with your team, look down the center of the boat, because it really is about unison and being in synchronization with everybody else. If you are thinking about yourself and looking at your paddle, you're going to be out of sync with everyone else and misstep. And that not only affects your performance, but everyone else behind you. But when you're looking towards your team and being in sync with your team and trying your best, great things can happen.
As a sport, does it offer some benefits that other sports? Is there something unique to dragon boat racing?
Well, I would say the unique thing about dragon boat racing is the synchronization. Most sports, at some point in time, it's all about one person. You'd have that star shooter or that star goalie or that star performer or dancer. But in dragon boat, it really is everyone becoming one team. And you could see that in tribal. For example, this weekend that just passed, tribal, my team, got silver in the A division, second only to McMaster University. So imagine being in the loading docks where we load the boats, the marshalling area we call it, and looking around and seeing very strong athletic students, and then looking at our team, and we have people from all over the community, 70-year-olds, young people, 40 and 50-year-olds, mothers and fathers and children, and we either keep up or we win. And so most other sports that wouldn't add up, but in our sport, it's because it's about being in sync with your community. That's how you pull off great times and great achievements.
Nicely said. So I believe that the racing season is coming to an end. It's getting colder. Do members stay connected through the off-season and wintertime? Are there any activities until spring?
Absolutely. So Dragon Boat is the gateway to fitness, I like to call it. One of the challenges that people face when they're trying to get healthier is they get bored and they're by themselves in the gym doing repetitions. But with Dragon Boat, exercise becomes a social event. So we typically meet up on the water Tuesdays and Thursdays during the season, but off season, we go to gyms like Afterburn Fitness in Scarborough, where they have a specially designed pool for dragon boat paddling. And we also do dryland training, we call it, in the community center gyms or private gyms. And we do it as a team. I found that if you ask people to go out and exercise on their own, some will do it, some will do it partially, but when we all get together and everyone's watching and encouraging each other, that's when you're able to pull out your best. So absolutely, we have social events and we exercise during the winter, but it would be great if we had a facility here in Richmond Hill, like the Richmond Hill Canoe Club, if it was expanded or upgraded, that we could do exercises here on Lake Wilcox during the winter season.
Okay, I had no idea that there was this off-season training program and pools. Quite interesting. So let's talk about the practical side. What kind of costs are associated with dragon boat racing? Do you need special equipment to get involved?
The Richmond Hill Canoe Club typically provides everything you need. You have your life jackets there. You have your paddles there. You just need to show up with clothes, exercise clothes that you can get wet and sweat in, and everything else is provided. The boat is provided. For the more competitive paddlers, they have features. They usually bring their own equipment, like their own paddles, their own life jackets. For tribal, we have our own branded life jackets, paddles, hats, jerseys. So we tend to operate underneath the tribal brand. So the cost involved is very low. Typically, tribal, we operate with a not-for-profit mindset. So we basically take the costs of the regattas and the equipment and divide it by 22 or however many people are on that team, because tribal has multiple teams, and that's what we run with. The coaches volunteer, the committee volunteers. We're all out just to have fun and see the best in people. Richmond Hill Canoe Club's fees change. So I would refer anyone who's interested in those programs to go to the website. And by the way, I should say right now that, disclaimer, I'm a coach that's hired by the Richmond Hill Canoe Club, but I do not represent the Richmond Hill Canoe Club, or neither do I have the authority to speak on their behalf.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Okay. So about how much money would a membership cost? Like to join Tribal is how much were you talking about?
For the season, about $550 to $600.
Okay. So very reasonable. Fun question, actually a personal question. What's the difference between a dragon boat paddle and, say, my canoe paddle?
Okay. A dragon boat paddle is designed to work in a vertical fashion. So your canoe paddle may paddle, you might be paddling more on a 45-degree angle, where in a dragon boat, the space is very tight and everyone's synchronization is within inches of each other. So the paddle is ergonomically designed to paddle vertically.
Got it. Thank you for that explanation. I also know that you've been thinking a lot about the club's future at Lake Wilcox, at the Richmond Hill Canoe Club. Can you share your vision, dream for that?
Well, now I've been hearing a lot of rumblings about the contract for the Richmond Hill Canoe Club on the water, maybe coming to an end or so. Again, I am not privy to the information that Richmond Hill Canoe Club is working with. I'm basing this off of a lot of surveys that are coming out from the city asking the public what they should do with the club. And I'm here to encourage people that we shouldn't replace the club, because the club has a long history of feeding the community a healthy outlet, a social outlet, and sharing the jewel of Richmond Hill with the people of Richmond Hill and the communities beyond. It truly is a jewel of Richmond Hill, Lake Wilcox. So beautiful. And one of the times where I'm most excited about working with Richmond Hill Canoe Club is when we work with special needs kids, for example, and we take them out on the water, show them how to paddle, and they're just there experiencing and absorbing all of this wonderful nature that Lake Wilcox has to share and offer. So my hope is that we don't replace it or shut it down, but rather expand it, build upon it. If there's washrooms that they want to build there, well, yeah, let's build upon it and not destroy the decades of achievements and athletes that have come out of Lake Wilcox, but encourage it and build upon it and be a shining light in the water sports in our community and, surrounding areas of what Richmond Hill has to offer and how we support our community. So, and the club doesn't even have to stop at water sports. That area is so beautiful. We can turn it into an area where they can do weddings, where people can swim safely with maybe government provided lifeguards, right? Work on that artificial beach and even have better docks that our athletes and the community and the public can launch their boats from.
Yeah, I know there's been issues with swimming, with it being a kettle lake, but let's see, the idea of an artificial beach sounds like something to explore. Now, beyond the paddlers themselves, how would you like the community to get involved? Sure, talk to your elected officials, voice your concerns. I'm wondering, are there opportunities for people to come out and watch the dragon boat races when you practice? And are there ever tournaments?
There used to be regattas on Lake Wilcox for dragon boat, but I am not sure of the political reasons why that was stopped. But I believe it's a great opportunity to bring people to Richmond Hill and show them, look how beautiful Oak Ridge's community center, for example, and the barbecue area and the parks and all of the statues that they've put out there that are educational, talking about the nature that's around. And then the beautiful lake where many people do water sports on. If they had an opportunity to come to a regatta and even generate revenue, we could charge people other regattas a charge to come. I believe the more we highlight the jewel of Richmond Hill, Lake Wilcox, the more opportunity that leads to revenue generation.
Okay, that's some good food for thought. Now, before we wrap up, is there anything else that you wanted to add, Darren?
Well, I just basically would like to leave our listeners and the city leaders with two final thoughts. First, this is about fiscal responsibility. We have a 50-year-old community asset. Maintaining and enhancing it is a far more cost-effective than trying to replace it with another community facility. Second, this isn't about a niche sport. We are the anchor tenant and gateway to the entire community to get on the water and exercise. Supporting us is the foundation of growing all paddling sports and thousands of residents. So let's build on that success and not replace it.
I do end the podcast with this question. Same question for all podcast guests. Name one thing you really like about this community.
I like the good people of Richmond Hill and how we work together and support each other. I find that your neighbors are not there to push you down. Rather, they're there to lift you up. And that's one of the reasons why I do Dragon Boat. It's my way of giving back to the community and lifting the community up.
Love to hear that. I'll make sure to include in the podcast notes your website and the Richmond Hill Canoe Club website as well. And I'll put your email there too. Make it easy for anyone to reach out to you. So, Darren, thank you so much for joining me and sharing your passion for dragon boat racing. Thank you for listening. I would very much appreciate you sharing this podcast. Consider emailing me at Marj, M-A-R-J, at marjandre.com. I welcome suggestions for podcast guests. Stay well, stay connected.